I know I'm putting up a lot of videos, but I've got good reason. Uh, Mainly, the main reason, let me as I put this camera on here, and then I want to zoom in. I'm working on the jawline. Um, you don't need to see the top of the head, you just need to see the bottom, the jawline. Frustrating. I didn't like the bulge, and because you guys noticed it on last night's stream, I've decided to cut the jawline back, and it completely destroyed the lower portion of this jawline. I can tell you that right now. But first thing I got to do is make sure my light is in place. I'm working from the opposite side this time with the light, so you guys see more. Excuse the outfit. I don't have my clothes. They're in the wash. I got to get ready for my job. So you're gonna see a little naked shoulder. Oh well. Um, I'm not a pretty picture. I'm an old man with a lot of extra tonnage on me. Okay, so let me explain what I've done so far. All right. The jawline literally was, I mean, that far out. It was literally about the thickness of my thumb in distance out here. All right. The first thing I had to do, over here I have the picture of the profile of the flashback mask, which I thought was pretty accurate to the original mask. So I stuck with that since I have a great picture of it. I cut this lip line back uh, underneath right here. You can see the lip is completely destroyed. Everything's destroyed here. And I kept cutting back, cutting back, cutting back, cutting back, cutting back. And I still maintain the shape as I'm doing this. All right, I don't want to destroy the shape of the face. All right, but I'm cutting this back constantly. Always got to have a protruding lip here, so I'm going to be cutting this back even further underneath. All right, and then creating that divot in the chin later on once I have the depth perfect. I don't have the depth quite perfect. All right, by cutting this back, and I mean I'm cutting all this region in here. Let me see, I'm gonna make sure you're in frame. All right, by cutting this back from like this whole area right here has been carved on, right in this area. All right, this line is where the mouth is supposed to be, all the way back, and it's back set. It's set back almost dead even with the corner of the nose at the top here. That is the proper placement of the corner of the mouth. The corner of the mouth was originally right here. All right, now I mean, if you look at some old videos, and I've had turned this on the side, you'll see the videos where this was definitely bulging out too much. The jawline was just way too far out. I'm still cutting back right now. I still got some work to do. Um, I'm pretty much, I put my carved lines here so I know where my lips are. Now the lip, going back here, right at the bend mark here at the cheek, that is about where the lip is supposed to go, right? A little bit behind it. Same thing with over here, all right? So in order to reach this depth and fall underneath this line here, I literally had to shave this back, 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 back until I could reach that, because before this literally was sticking out about, well, it's hard that you're looking dead on. So about the, I'm going to say about the thickness of my finger was it was sticking. It was out away from this region. I mean, it just, I took a lot of clay off. I mean, this ball was only about a quarter-inch round, and look how much I've taken off this thing. I mean, I piled on the clay. So I'm going to keep going with this, and I figured I'd do the tutorial live. So you're going to see a lot of change in this video because I'm really just taking away and then trying to maintain the shape at the same time. Right now I'm not looking at any pictures. I'm just, going off the top memory. Basically, I'm going to have to reshape and carve the lips completely. I'll make that a separate tutorial altogether. Right now, let's get this thing where it's supposed to be in depth wise, so all this in here I had to literally carve it way back. I had to carve it way back, and I'm dropping it as we speak. I'm going down and pulling this much all the way back, but still trying to maintain the look of the original, the original shape. So I don't want to lose the shape. I may have to make the jawline a little bit more narrower here, but not too much. Only because now the chin line's sunk back farther. I love it when I get constructive criticism. Please don't hesitate. When you guys see something, and I kind of knew it was there, I knew what it was, and I just, let's see if anybody notices, and then you get complacent because you've been working on this project for so many months. And like I said, I'm new to this. I never had any sculpting experience with human anatomy, so to speak. So there's a lot to learn with this. Now I've pretty much got the depth almost where it needs to be. So I got to be careful on shaping the lip now because I think the depth is there. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm cutting in that natural lip shape. And I don't want to lose the structure of what was formed. Some people would say, "Oh, you're completely I am wrecking it. I'm wrecking this. I'm reckoning what I did because it wasn't right. I'm a perfectionist, and I'm sorry. I'm going to make it until I get it right. I'm going to keep going until I get this thing right. And that's the whole point of being an artist. You don't just put junk out there. See, I made this. Now, see if you could feel the bottom of this chin, because I shaved it back, all the roundness is gone. So now I got this sharp edge right on the bottom of the edge. So I've got to literally shape that again. I have to shape all this underneath a little bit and round it out. Pretty cool though, I'm not going to work on the divot yet, the chin, this part right here. I'm not going to do this yet because I got to make sure I set this. I got to constantly eye this thing, make sure that the depth is right. And while I'm eyeing this thing, I got to see this. What is this? It's a shadow of something. Just strange. But anybody that has seen, last night's video, you're definitely seeing a big difference in this now. Now I took away that bump, the carved in area here, that's gone. Because I had to flush this back. I had to literally bring this all the way back. Yeah. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling this back and I'm still rounding it out and keeping that jawline about the same, only I'm putting that little divot right in here where the jawline is, and I'm reshaping the chin um, to bring that roundness in back into it. I'm probably going to have to put a little more clay on the bottom here um, to round that out, but I'm pretty close to where this needs to be in shape. Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, if you look at that, look at the profile of it. I brought the chin way back, the jaw line's back. Now you're getting this. Now I got to shape this and keep working on it. You know, because it is. It's a project. This is not something that I would have never seen myself doing this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, something like that. I would have been like, what? No way, I'm not going back into my art. No way. But COVID. COVID has put me back into my artwork. And I'm actually happy about it. Now, I'm not happy about COVID because I know some people that have passed away because of it. So I don't wish that on anybody. And I've gotten COVID, and it's not fun. I got over it. And I have all the problems that one could possibly have that could put you in the hospital and kill you, pretty much. All the health issues, diabetes, heart, all of it. And one side of me, I'm kind of glad that I got the vaccination because who knows what could have happened. But because I've gotten this vaccination, I feel different. Like I keep getting cold. I feel like I keep getting I don't know if I'm just not over the COVID. I mean, I know that I'm not contagious. All right, and I don't like talking. This isn't politics. This is just my health. All right, we're not talking politics here. I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to get into that discussion with anybody because that's not what this channel's for. But let's just talk about our health. And even my throat right now when I'm talking to you, I'm groggy. My point is, my body feels different since I've gotten that vaccination. I don't feel quite the same. Now, I thought that back before I got COVID. You know, leading into I would say late fall, I started feeling like just odd, you know, and then all of a sudden I got COVID about a month and a half ago, and it just doesn't want to go away. It just seems like it's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. Now, is that because the vaccine has weakened my immune system to the point of can't fight nothing off? I don't know, man. You hear all these different mixed comments. I want to say comments, science. You know, some science. You know, I've heard some doctors say that this exactly what this vaccine does do is actually weaken the immune system. And I've heard the opposite. Which one do you believe? Who the hell? I don't know. I just know, I just go by how I feel. All right, and I'm being honest about how I feel. And you know, and you know what? We're all different. We all have different, you know, problems to deal with, health issues. What works for one doesn't always work for somebody else. So, that being said, I'm still battling this COVID thing, and it's just not fun. And, you know, I'm hoping and praying that I'm ready to have a great summer with my sculpting here, because I got a lot to do in a short amount of time to do it. Just trying to round out this chin because I'm about where I need to be. So what I'm doing is the underneath part where I have carved this almost flat down, it's like a jagged edge here. So I'm just smoothing this around and making it come into, yeah, this needs more clay on this side now. Now what I do is I usually take a little worm and I flatten it out when I'm doing this kind of thing, because I'm trying to I don't want to lose the integrity of the shape itself. I just want to fill in those little tiny cracks that, not cracks, but knife, where the knife kind of gouged in when I was taking stuff away. To flip this thing upright and all that fun stuff when I get to that point. Fun, baby. Oh yeah. Now, this is going to be the furthest point of where the I have to look at this dead on, see if I can see what I'm doing here. Alright, so what I need is a hoop. No, actually, I'll use one of these hoops. Is that too big? Just trying to make the bridge of the nose. And now I'm going to flare that out. I'm looking dead on it. Huh. Always got to check your cutting edge. So that pretty much sets the depth by cutting this in. It sets the depth of my lip, so now I know how far this is going to protrude out. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm going to add that line quite yet. Yeah, this is going to look a lot better. Wow, it already looks a lot better. Looks a lot better. But I have to fix some of these profile edges. See where the old jawline now doesn't work on some spots, so I have to cut into that side. I'll show you what I was working on right here, where I was carving away. All right. See right in here, this jawline now this was sticking out just a little too much right in this area. So I had to smooth this in and then tuck it in, right in here. I gotta tuck that in and bring that jawline in here. I don't know if I have to do too much to this, because if I start changing the depth of this, it'll mess up the way the ear lines up with the jawline. So I don't think I have to do too much to that. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. This isn't going to be as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Right now it's a smooth out process. Just a constant smooth, smooth, smooth until you get it right. And I still got to put in the lines back in here where it drops down and then creates a little bit of a bulge right here. But it's actually not a bulge. It's kind of hard to explain. It's you're kind of putting a tool line cut, but you're not going to go real far. You're going to go about that deep. I'm going to cut into here just a little bit and then kind of smooth it out to make this just this little ripple. And that little ripple is caused from smiling. When you smile, you create your cheek lines from your smile, believe it or not. Your smiling is what creates all the little imperfections in your cheek lines and your frown in here. It's all part of the same thing. So, I think my mistake was in the very beginning of learning this is forgetting that, just think about our faces in general, of what creates our characters, and our face. It's mostly because of our facial expressions, and it creates wrinkles in places, and some people that's why our faces look so different, because we just express differently. We all have a unique look. I mean, we're all born with a mix of our parents. So right out of the bag, so to speak, we look different, and then as we age, we develop our own character in our faces due to our expressions. And, you can see somebody that's had a lot of pain in their lives, whether it be emotional or stressful and physical. That person's face definitely looks different than somebody that's been, had a good life and been very happy. I'm not saying that some people are really good at hiding their emotions. What am I even talking about? I don't know. You know what it is? I'm so concentrating on this that I'm not really paying attention to my conversation here. Sorry, I don't have my comments up over on the side. I'll read the comments and I'll reply to them, and you'll see them. You'll see my comments to you guys. I'm concentrating on just doing this right now, because this is coming in, bringing it in. Yeah, now the depth's set. Now that this depth is right, I'm a happy camper. Fix a little, put a little piece piece of clay that I dug in right into the corner of the nose there on this side. Not cool. Alright, and I'm using very little. I sneak it in. I always sneak it in. I don't try to put too much because then you'll change the whole feature. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to fill a hole. And that did nicely. Tiny little worm of clay. There's a lot of them. Magical things. Smeared it in. Pressed it in just right. What's nice about that is that's so blended in there. All I have to do is put a little naphtha on it. Matter of fact, oh wait a minute. Let me make sure my lip line's not going to get destroyed. Just digging it in deeper so the naphtha doesn't bury it. That's roundaboutish. That's not what I'm not worried about the All right, so now we're going to take a little naphtha and we're going to see where this lies, see where it's sitting at now. Yeah, this is going to be nice. Yes, finally. I'm really getting close to where I want to be as far as how this is going to look. Yeah, that having this jawline bumped out like that was bothering me too much. I couldn't leave that like that. It was eating at me. And I was actually kind of hoping somebody would take notice. You know? And you guys did. And with that being said, that's why I do like the criticism. I really do, because it keeps me in line. Keeps me in line, makes me work harder, and stick with trying to get perfection here. Really put together a nice mask. And we're going to get this. This is just to smooth it out. I have no work to do up here now. That is really done. This is done. The shape of the eyes, everything's looking really good. So what I do is I carve away, and then I try to really smooth it out with the tools as much as I can, and then I'll add the extra smoothing with the naphtha. And the naphtha will kind of reveal the imperfections of where you have to smooth even further. So it's a constant, you're doing your smooth and then naphtha, and smooth and then naphtha until you get it smooth to where there's no tool marks on your sculpture. You don't want any tool marks. I can see a ton of them. I don't know if you guys can, but I can see a whole bunch of tool marks on this thing. Wow, what a difference in the way this looks with this jawline in the right spot now. Now I can really hone this in and really give it the right look. Now I find that the chin is a little bit too pointed right in here. I'm looking at it from a side view. I have to round this out. I just have to bring this and make it a little bit more rounder on the bottom portion of the chin, and I'll be cutting into the. Oh yeah. Naphtha will reveal some great secrets. It really will. You know, Naphtha's a wonderful tool, but don't use your hands with naphtha. Whatever you do is just like lighter fluid. It gets in your bloodstream and it can cause cancer. Severe. Not a good thing. So avoid contact with your skin with naphtha. It's no joke, and I'm not being over severe with this. The reason why I say it so much and stand by that is because of the fact that naphtha is illegal in a lot of states to sell. You know, I can get it at Home Depot in Jersey. It's not legal here. But in a lot of states, it's illegal. So do yourself a favor. Heed the warning. Especially you're young. You guys are young. I'm 60 years old. Chances of me getting cancer from naphtha by the time I hit 80, I mean, I'm 20 years away from, you know, the end of my life. Preferably, you know, I'm saying around about it. Who knows when we're going to go. But if I live to see 80, which is the average lifespan, that's only 20 years away, guys. You know? But do I fear it? Hell no. Don't care. Don't care. Don't live that way. Don't worry about that. Death gets to us all. We're all going to go. But I prefer to live life and not fear life. You know, you can't fear or you can't worry about every little thing. We're all going to go. We're all going to die. Oh, this is looking so good. I have the right perspective now. The jawline's right. Oh yeah. Now I can really hone this in and get it natural. I'm so glad the way I sculpted, the way I carved this out. Ow, sorry. The way I sculpted this back, I did it in such a way where I didn't lose the shape of the face. I kept sculpting back until, and yet in a way I still maintained the actual shape of the face. You know, and that's important. It really is. So this is going to look good. When this is done, man, I really think this is going to be a nice piece of work. Let me clean up a little bit of my clay laying on the table here. Let me look at the perspective on the side view. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. I just need the chin a little bit rounder in here. I'll show you. Give you a profile. All right, you see how it's like just literally flat and it's pointy? It's like squared off, the chin. It has to be rounded, so I'm going to have to add more clay down underneath and round it out so it's kind of like, it tucks up underneath and then comes out a little bit rounder right in here. Yeah. You know, that'll be good. I'm just not going to put any, it won't come out any further. So the roundness is going to happen from underneath more than up in the area here. You know, once I carve this in, that'll give this area a round look. It'll give it a little bit more roundness to it once I carve in the lips. And I still got to cut this lip way back here. I got to cut this lip back inside of here. Yeah, you know, it's cool. You know, I like the way this is turning out. And should be a really nice piece when I'm all done. Now, as I lay, you know, now I just put naphtha on this thing, so it's really soft. The very outer surface of this region is soft. I try not to really do too much tooling to it when it's like that, because it really can cause more of a mess than. So you almost have to wait for it to harden up a little bit before you start tooling it again. But I know where I have to go with this now, and I am pretty close. Yeah, this is going to be nice. This is going to be where it needs to be. I love it. Anyway, guys, you have a wonderful weekend. It's Friday. I got to go try and take a nap because I got to get up and go to work at 4 o'clock. And playing by 4. You guys are out and about. I'm over at the inlet. Come on over to the inlet in North Wildwood. For any of you locals that are around. And you gotta like old school, because that's what I spend. I spend mainly old school, a lot of dance, funk, disco, some Motown, but mainly dance music. Some rock, I'll splash it in, but not a lot. I don't do it a lot. But it's mainly dance music. And I play from 4 till about 11 or midnight on Fridays, and then Saturdays I'm there from 6 p.m. until probably like 1 at the latest. I do mainly happy hours, which is good. You know, it's caters to an older crowd, and that's and they're doing well over there. So I do well in that department. I do well in this. I'm okay. I'm a happy man. I enjoy everything that I'm doing, and I'm a perfectionist in both fields. So I'm a mixing DJ. I'm not a yap. I'm not a MC. I don't do. I can MC. I do a little bit of it if I have to, but it's all about the music for me, you know. So I do a lot of mixing. As a matter of fact, from the time I go in until the time I go home, I mix beat to beat, back to back, all night long. I rarely ever break my mixing. So if you like that kind of old school disco mixing, you need to come out and join me, you know, because you'll really like that. You'll really, and some of the stuff that I play it's all classics, man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Especially I want to say the early 80s, the disco funk, electro disco funk, all that. I play a lot of that from the early 80s. I do freestyle as the night goes on, the 80s freestyle. That's a little bit more Latin flavor, you know, the Company B and Expose and all that stuff. TKA, you know, who else? Come on. Spring Love, come on. Stevie B, you know, all that stuff. I do a lot of that. I mix that right in with the old school funk and disco too, so. Do a ton of that. You know, that's, I started DJing, let me see, the summer of 1976. I was only 14 years old. Got thrown to the wolves, so to speak, real quick. But never stopped. You know, I love it. It is what it is. So guys, if you're in the neighborhood, you're local, and you're watching my channel, stop in there on Fridays and Saturdays. The food is really, I mean, it's really good. Really good. Phenomenal. Place has been busy with, you know, with dinners and happy hours, been pretty good. We've had a couple of rough weeks with the snowstorms and all that stuff, but who hasn't? But we still had people, which is pretty cool, you know. So anyway, guys, I want to say thank you for watching. If you're chimed in, now I can't even see who's watching. My phone is behind, you know, right here, right, you're looking at it. You're watching, my phone is my camera. So I'm behind my phone, I can't see that. I have a picture to make sure that I have the jawline aligned correctly. Yeah. So with that being said, I had to use that. I couldn't put YouTube on my computer and monitor the comments. So I'm going to read your comments, and then I will respond to your comments on the live feed. So thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a wonderful weekend. I love you all, and I appreciate your comments and your feedback. I love it. I'm not a negative person. I think that, you know, you keep it real, you know, corrective criticism is always awesome, constructive criticism, that's the right word. Constructive criticism is where it's at. I always listen to that. Even if you're joking and you say, "Oh man, that looks like some crazy looking," I don't care. I take it in stride. I don't have an ego, guys. I really don't. I don't care about, even negative people that just want to be negative on whatever you're doing. I feel bad for them because they're hurting. Most people that are like that, they're hurting inside. They're not happy with their lives. So always think about that. Whenever somebody's just, bashing on you or whatever, stop and think before you say things, harmful or hurtful back at them, because they're already miserable. They're probably dealing with a lot of issues that we don't even know about. So I always try to be respectful. I get out of hand on Facebook with my political views. It's the only place that I'll actually talk about politics, and maybe I shouldn't. Who knows? I just feel like politics is it's sticky conversation. And I just decide, YouTube, I don't go near it. So, don't even try to start a conversation with me with politics, because I won't respond to it. And I won't talk about it. So anyway, outside of that, let's do the fun things, man. Life is too damn short. We're here today and gone tomorrow. And I mean going fast. Can't take anything with us. We go out the same way we come in. Bald. And not very smart. It's almost like we go back we're born as babies that don't know much. And then we go out and we're almost in the same form, only in a bigger body. We come in crapping our pants and we go out crapping our pants. Oh well. Life. Gotta laugh at it, you know what I mean? And those that are having a hard time getting through their everyday issues and problems and health issues, I'm right there with you, man. I got a lot of health issues myself, but try to stay positive and try to enjoy whatever it is. The simplest things. Me, I'm so blessed to be able to do something like this as a retirement thing. That's going to be what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Is going to be sculpting masks. I'm really looking forward to this because it's just a new challenge. That's what you have to challenge yourself all through your life. You really do. Constantly challenge, because otherwise you get bored. You'll get sick of living. But to each his own. Everybody, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button, share the content, and also smash that like button for me. Really, I need those likes. Need lots of likes. That's why I'm trying to be very positive on this channel. Always try to be positive. Always try to send a good message out there to everybody, no matter the pain level that you're in. Try to be positive in life, because life is so fleeting. We don't have much time on this planet. We think it's a long time, but I can tell you, I felt like 20 years old it just feels like 10, 15 years ago. I went from 20 to 60 in a blink. Went fast. But I also had God's blessing with that, I was able to do things that I love to do, and was able to maintain that all through those years. So, with that blessing, you know, happiness is within. So find your passion, especially you youngsters out there, man. Find your passion, whatever it is that you really love to do, and then go for it. You know, because this is America. You can do anything you want. You still can. You know, you can still achieve. You can still do what you want to do. But find that passion. Find what it is that really makes you want to. You know what it is? When you really find your passion in what you do for a living, you never work a day in your life. You really don't. You never work a day in your life when you really are doing something you love and get paid for it. that's magical. You know? So anyway, guys, like I said, I keep saying this, but I am going to cut it off now, and I'm going to have to jerk that camera around because I can't shut the camera off if it's not. All right, I got it on a stand. Let me back this up. Yeah, that looks so much better. It's not protruding like it was. You know, once the lips are cut in right and they're, you know, the depth is, again, this still looks like it's protruding just a little bit, but it's not. I have the jawline, the chin line is even with the scowl here now. That's pretty much dead on the spot. So, oh, and that's the picture of the profile that I was using to get the jawline in right. Let me see. I have almost. Yep. It's almost there. Now the reason why it looks like it's still bulging around the bottom is because the lips aren't in yet. None of that's shaped. None of this is shaped yet. So once that's shaped, it's going to look like that. Yes, it will. It'll look very close to it. It's not supposed to look exactly like it. I'm not trying to recreate that mask. I'm trying to do my own. So, peace, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon. Have a wonderful weekend. It's Friday. You gotta love Fridays. Anyway, peace. Hit the subscribe, notification bell. Definitely need to hit the notification bell too, so you know when I'm on. And peace, everybody. Let me zoom out. There you go. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.